heard in the distance and spoke to Fanny about it. This was my favourite part of our mornings. I gave Fanny another quarter-hour before approaching them. We ought to continue on our way if we want to have enough time to draw before tea. Fanny caught my gaze briefly before looking away. Her green eyes, so like mine in shape and hue, did not rest for long on another person's countenance. We looked so similar to one another, but we couldn't be more different. "I would like that," she said. "Thank you, Mr. Ramsay." The ageing gardener's smile twinkled down at me. "It is my pleasure, my lady, as always." I dipped my head in farewell before turning back to the path skirting the gardener's house. Lambeth Park loomed ahead of us, its turrets spearing the sky with their sharp points and dark stone. It was Gothic, imposing, uninviting, but it was home. So long as Fanny was here, so would I be. "Mother wants you to marry the vicar's brother," Fanny said, pulling me from my frank assessment of our house. "The vicar's brother is a viscount." I looked at her sharply. Only Mother could be heartless enough to already scheme another match for me. Regardless of how I had felt about my husband, he had only been buried a few months now, and I was in no hurry to leave my sister. "You ought not eavesdrop." Fanny was unbothered, her voice matter-of-fact. She told Mrs. Musgrave to prepare a menu fit for the king when he comes to dine. Mother thought to impress a viscount into proposing marriage, or perhaps to accentuate the fact that he would be proposing to an earl's daughter and keep him in his place, which was much more likely. "I do not intend to leave you, Fanny." We turned on the path away from Lambeth Park, making our way through the woods. Leaves crunched beneath our feet, and the reduced sunlight made the air crisp. "That makes me happy," she said, pulling out the pocket watch she kept on a chain around her neck. She seemed satisfied we were not too far behind schedule and slid it back beneath the neckline of her gown. The hamlet came into view. It was my goal to find a way to provide for myself, and, if I did, I could set us up in a cottage somewhere. The only dilemma now was how I might manage it. "Would you like to live in a small house with me some day, Fanny?" Her eyebrows drew together, her head shaking before the words escaped her lips. "Leave Lambeth? Leave Mother and Father?" As though Mother would not welcome such a change. I shook off the unkind thought. Father would most assuredly miss us, but eventually he would not be here any more, and we would need to have a plan in place. "It would be a very cosy cottage?" I hedged. "We could plant a garden." "I do not wish to leave." The finality in her tone rang clear. Her hands started wringing, a sign she was growing distressed. "We do not need to leave Lambeth," I soothed. "It was only an idea." "I do not wish to leave," she repeated, "and we will not." I pasted a smile on my face to cover my disappointment. "Our visit must be quick with Henrietta and the chickens, remember, or we will not have time to draw." Fanny nodded, comforted by the return to her routine, the return to her normal. But the possibility of an unknown future hovered before me, as it had often done since my husband died. My marriage had been arranged, a convenience to keep Lambeth Park in the family. Colin had been a third cousin, and he had been the correct age to make our arrangement suitable to both parties. But pneumonia was not conscientious of rank, and even a future earl could be felled by illness. Now that Colin was gone, and the next heir was a stranger, we no longer had the comfortable assurance of living forever at Lambeth Park. One day Father would die, and a stranger would inherit the whole of it. I consoled myself that my father's